Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Tarkov Talk podcast, episode 4. I am surrounded by some fantastic people tonight. The best part is I can hear everything that they're saying, and they can't hear anything that I am saying right now. Hey guys, how's it going? You guys know I could hear you, right?
Oh, you could hear us?
Yeah, I could. It's fine.
You.
Yeah, we can hear you.
That's a ripoff.
I know. I told you I was going to do it on purpose. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Tonight we're going to be talking about the current state of the game, where we're at in the game, and where we think the game is at as far as the majority of players. We're going to be talking about things like global limits, task XP, how we feel about the Kappa grind. I know a couple people here are grinding for that Kappa. And some what we like about the game, what we're having fun with right now. So, people that are joining me tonight, we have returning for his second podcast, this fine gentleman below me, Fudge XL. A little bit about Fudge if you guys don't know Fudge already. Born and raised in New Jersey, mainly plays Escape from Tarkov. Has also been known to play CSGO, Call of Duty, and Fortnite. Played in Tarkov tourneys such as Evasion, The Hunt, Bush League, and the Endra Duo tourney. We've updated his nickname just to straight Fudge Mark because it matches his profile picture. Yeah, we had to get him. We had to get him there. Send me a new profile picture next time, bud. Right next to me, we have Fuzzy Bear. If you guys don't know Fuzzy, stream card, it's not there. I've got it over here. Boom! A little bit about Fuzzy Bear. Ex-firefighter EMT from Pittsburgh, PA. He's doxing himself. That's it. You guys can go wander around the streets of Pittsburgh looking for this fine, handsome gentleman.
Good luck.
Originally started streaming in 2012 playing old school RuneScape. Took several years off, returning in December of 2020 to stream Tarkov full time. Has been playing Tarkov since 2019. Has played in several tournaments, including Evasion, The Hunt, and Fire Team Trials. His nickname for the evening is The Screamer. If you guys have ever watched him,
he looks like a screamer.
He likes to yell. I got a lot of clips. And they were either made great by his screaming or ruined. I'm not sure which.
Both.
Probably both.
100%.
Probably both. And below Fuzzy, we have the wonderful Preppy Emo Siren. A little bit about Preppy Emo Siren. Can I just call you Siren for tonight? Or Preppy? Do I have to do the whole thing?
Preppy is fine.
We're going to go Preppy tonight. She's Preppy tonight. She's not emo because she's excited because she's on the podcast tonight. So, a little bit about Preppy. Actively been playing EFT for about 18 months. For those of you that don't know math, that would be around a year and a half. Favorite maps are Woods and Shoreline. Loves a resort PvP and cultist hunting. Plays various other games, including horror games like Song of Horror, Phasmophobia, and The Forest, as well as casual games like Stardew Valley and Minecraft, and shooters like Call of Duty, strictly for the zombies. She's been nicknamed the Dark Enjoyer because a lot of her games, she likes to do those horror games and hunt cultists. She just likes to be in the dark. Let's just face it. All right. And then there's me, your host. My name's Deadlift. If this is your first time here, you don't know me. Well, let me tell you something. I'm a dad, I'm a gamer, turf manager, consumer of all the caffeine, enjoy all the shooting sports, started gaming on a Commodore 64. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. Google will tell you. I love gaming,
You're
World
probably
of
too young.
Warcraft for years, played PUBG, Apex, and then I've moved on to the best game, Escape from Tarkov. New Balances, grass, and dad vibes. Obviously, you just call me the mustache. So guys, welcome on in everybody in chat. Welcome on in, guests. Thanks for being on the podcast today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Does
Excited
Fudge
to be
have a
here.
suit on? He does. So this is the way it's going to work. If you guys are new here, we're going to go over some things. And just chat. If you guys have questions, feel free to throw them in chat. If I see them, I will jot them down. Or I will, again, ask for questions throughout the podcast if you guys have questions for anybody on the esteemed guest panel. We did the little about section, but Fuzzy, if you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us what you've been up to as far as Tarkov, like where are you at in the wipe and how you've been enjoying it.
So right now, I'm just coming back from taking a little bit of a break from Tarkov, to be honest. A little frustrated. I can't seem to get in a groove. Like, inertia's killing me. But we're level 46 right now, grinding towards Kappa. It's taking a long time, man. I'm just trying to prepare for this tourney. If you guys don't know, I've got a Fire Team Trials tournament coming up here, along with Fudge, next Saturday. So we're just trying to grind away for it.
Learning the ins and outs of Lighthouse.
Yep.
Nice.
Getting
Love it.
shit on by rogues through walls and stuff is great.
Yeah, I was there this morning. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the podcast, I think. Fudge, how about yourself?
Hey there. Hi. How's it going? I'm doing great. I'm level 53 now. I'm almost at Kappa-ish. Like, I only need the evasion armband and maybe 5 more tasks. So grinding that. And I finally just finished all my lighthouse tasks, so that's fucking dope.
Awesome.
Like Fuzzy, I have the Fire Team Trials tournament on Saturday, but I actually have 2 tournaments Saturday. I have the Friendly Guys no killing tournament, so that's going to be interesting in the morning. Then Fire Team Trials in the evening, and then a week after that, I have the Hunt solo tournament. So that'll be solid.
Professional gamer. 100 Thieves TSM picked this man up. He's a professional Tarkoffer, hitting all the tournaments.
No, thank you. I fly solo. Just saying.
you.
Only kidding.
he's like, no, please, if you're there, DM.
Fucking call me.
How about you, Preppy? Tell us a little bit about yourself in your words, as well as what you've been up to in the world of Tarkov.
I'm really enjoying VoIP. VoIP is really fun. Even if I get betrayed sometimes, it's still fun. I'm only level 39. I'm probably not gonna get Kappa because I'm to the point where I don't want to do tasks anymore. I just want to go to resort.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, let's move in on the first, the most broad subject of all. Current state of the game. Are you guys happy with the current state of the game? Unhappy? If so, why? I'm gonna pick on somebody. You don't have to raise your hands. Preppy, I'm gonna have you go first.
I mean, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. It's Tarkov. I have good days and bad days. It's Tarkov.
It's Tarkov. Okay. So, specifically, when you log on, do you think that the game is at a better balanced place than it's been, or no?
Yeah. I mean, if I think about it, there's not as many issues as there was a couple wipes ago. I remember being in lobby waiting 30 seconds for my friend to receive my invite to group, and then waiting another 30 seconds for them to show up on my screen. And we don't have that anymore. So much so that a lot of people forgot.
You know what? I actually forgot to mention it, and I'm like, wow, the good old days of fucking trying to invite your friends to group. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Fuzzy, how about you? What do you think about the current state of the game? Excluding from the fact that you're struggling to get back in your groove. Overall, the game, not your personal experience, the game overall, how do you feel about it?
It's mixed. So I really like the server side issues seem to be disappearing. So kudos to them on that. But I hate what they've done with inertia. I feel like it was way too overtuned, and then so much so that I don't know. I feel like a fridge when I'm trying to like lean peek something. Like I don't know if you guys feel the same. Like I just feel like it's so lumber and like it's so cumbersome. It's too much. And then I feel like they've taken a lot of the fun out of the game. Like I felt like a lot of the fun was the fast gameplay, and there isn't any of that anymore. So it's really, really difficult for me.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. Fair enough. Fudge.
So I'm actually going to be changing my tune a little bit from the last podcast because we kind of had a similar question the last podcast, and I was very much like, "Fuck this game, fuck inertia, yada yada yada." Now that I have max strength and max endurance, I don't feel the negative effects of inertia nearly as bad as I did during the last podcast that we did. I still feel it sometimes, but I'm not like as strong of a hatred for it as I was.
And that's the other thing. I'm not there yet. Sorry.
The state of the game, I think, is in a really good spot right now. Aside from the fact that I think inertia is making people play a lot more ratty. So you do get like bush camped a lot more. But other than that, I think that the state of the game is great. I think it's one of the best it's ever been.
Okay, good. So my personal opinion is I think that there's some things in the game that are great. The inertia thing, like I thought we talked about last podcast. I thought as people get high strength, everything would kind of start balancing out for people, which I believe that it has. And we'll talk a little bit more about inertia specifically in a few minutes later. I've noticed that right now it seems like maybe the game, and this is probably, I would say that I'm like an average, maybe an above average player. I'm not saying that I'm great. I'm not getting Kappa probably this wipe. I'm not grinding ridiculous amounts of XP, but I have hit max traders now, and I think, which means if I've hit them, a lot of people have hit max traders, and I think when people hit max traders, if they're not going for Kappa, they lose interest in the game and they go play other things. They'll still play Tarkov, but not as much. So I've noticed, to me, and this is the typical thing, it's always the typical thing with Tarkov is, especially if somebody's been frustrated and they just played the game to like give the wipe a chance, and then they're not super happy with it, they just stop playing. So I've noticed there's been a lot more dead lobbies for me probably like just even in the past week. I've even added more servers to my server list. And there's pluses and minuses behind dead lobbies. If you're trying to look for stuff or try to loot up stuff, great. But like if you're trying to like have a little bit more excitement in your lobby, it's tough. Yeah. But other than that, I think the game's in a pretty good place. I'll be honest with you. I've been playing Lighthouse, and I feel like the new map lost all of its pizzazz, so to speak, that everybody was really hyped up about it. I think it's super lackluster. That's my opinion. I know there's a lot of money to be made there, but I think the map overall is poop. I think it's lackluster. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So I think that a lot of the errors are great. I still have shitty FPS, and I'm going to be sour about it until it's better. And that's not just Lighthouse. That's everywhere. So, I think we got a good gist. So I'm going to go for this one. I want to know everybody's opinions on whether you guys are going for Kappa. If you are going for Kappa, how you think it's going. Do you think it's a little bit too hard? Do you think it's not? And if you're not going for Kappa, just let me know why. Fudge, I know you're going for Kappa, so I'm going to let you go first.
I'm not going for Kappa. I don't know what you're talking about. But no, I'm only kidding. I think that it's going well. I had deleted my stash when I did my subathon a few weeks ago, and or like a week ago, whatever it was. and I have all of the items back besides the evasion armband. So I only need the evasion armband left. I have like 5 tasks left. And it's like shooterborn, shooterborn, psycho sniper, the one where you got to kill scavs in the barracks of reserve, and then like 2 more, and then I'm just level hunting, XP farming at that point. So I'm gonna hit it soon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'm already stocking up on labs cards to like once I finish all the tasks to just grind XP on labs.
I've been stacking up on them too, so you can stack up an XP and I can fill my bag with loot while I follow you around. He thinks I'm lying. I've saved up like 9 labs cards in the last 2 days. I keep hitting therapist every time. Yeah. See? Yeah, well, I need the dad life needs some fucking rubles. Fuzzy, how about you?
Yeah, I want to go for Kappa. It's one of my main goals every wipe. I don't think it takes too long. I think this is going to be one of the longest wipes we've ever had, to be perfectly honest. It just seems like there's so much to it, and they want to get so much data with how, like I said, inertia is and everything. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's gonna be fun. Plus, I really want the new armband that they added with it. I think it's pretty dope.
There's a lot of the new armbands. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How about you, Preppy? I think you gave your answer in your thing, but
yeah, I'm not going for Kappa. I've never got it. I'm not going for Kappa because I'm just trying to get to the highest level I've ever been. It's only my 3rd full wipe.
Mm-hmm.
So like I've already done tasks I've never completed before.
Yeah.
But I know you said is Kappa too hard to get? I really don't think so, because like Kappa's supposed to be like for people that really want to challenge themselves, and it's not supposed to be obtainable by everyone. So like,
fair enough.
It should be hard to get. It's an accomplishment.
Yep. I agree.
I can totally feel that. So for me, I'm not going for Kappa. I don't think I like the task chain. I would rather see them add new tasks and more tasks towards Kappa than keep it behind a locked level requirement. If that were the case, I'd be going for it. In my opinion. But because, I like to do other things when like say when I'm streaming, like doing community nights and stuff. I'm not farming XP on a community night, and I'm in the process of doing other things in my real life, so I don't have time. Like the thing with Kappa grind is I feel like you do need so many hours to complete that XP requirement to get it. For me, it's not about the task because I got Kappa before they added the level cap to it. And it was still a challenge then, but it was just a challenge because the tasks were challenging. For my personal opinion, it's kind of bunk. Like, do all the challenging stuff, and then be like, okay, well now just grind XP until you get it. And it's like, well, like that kind of sucks. I'm not about that. That's been one of my bans with all video games, especially for me. Like I was a World of Warcraft maniac for years, and it was always like, if you want to be the best, you got to grind these bosses, even though if you can kill them with your eyes closed, just so you can get the best items. So for me, it was like if I was doing PvP or PvE, it was like you needed these items to be the highest rank. Like you were just that much better with certain items in the game. This is kind of that same thing. Not that Cap is a game-breaking item, but it's like you gotta go to Lighthouse. You gotta farm all the rogues. So you gotta do labs, which just costs a bunch of money. So you gotta make sure you're making your money back, and then you gotta make sure sometimes you get a dead labs raid, right? No raiders spawn. You're like, well, what the hell? And then there's other ones where it's like feast or famine. You get all the raiders that spawn. You walk out of it with 30k. Well, that's great, but it's not always consistent. So to me, to like put it behind this level cap, it's just like, hey, if you don't have a ton of time. Even if you're a great player, you could get unlucky, and it's gonna you have to devote so much time to it, and I'm just not willing to devote that much time.
Well, I think the reason that there's a level cap is because if there wasn't, you would have guys like Rangwar and like who else was up there with him, like the first 2 Kappa guys, Rangwar and who?
Probably Trey.
Trey.
Trey,
Trey.
Like
Last wipe it was smoking.
smoking.
just
Yeah,
think
there's a
about the
bunch of
top, the like kind of like the top echelon players. You know what I'm saying? If there was no level cap, they'd have Kappa in 2-3 days.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
two
And
wipes
then
ago, I got it in 9 days.
Yeah.
there's no point to the game
Right.
at that point.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But, like, the highest level I've ever got to is 59 in a wipe. So, like, I'm not hitting 62. I'm just not doing it. If they went from 42 to 52, then I might consider it. I just think that 62 is a lot of XP. Personal opinion. But I understand why they do it, because there are the people, like, we've always had this conversation. If you're a full-time content creator, especially, like, with Gingy's on her way to her second Kappa, Needy Beach got two Kappas last wipe. And I think he was, like, halfway to his third. Like, if you're full-time content creating, and you're on top of that, if you're a fantastic, super efficient player, and you've been playing this game for whatever 7,000, 8,000 hours, I bet there's people with 10,000 hours in this game at this point. I can guarantee it. They know all the tasks like the back of their hand. They're stacking 4 or 5 tasks at Shoreline at the same time, which I've done in the past too. Stack as many as possible. But, like, for these people, they could be sleeping and do that. So it's a little bit different, and then it's just time. Which is fine. It's fine for them, and I get it. It kind of like it lengthens it out for those type of players. It gives them a little bit more harder to work for Kappa. So we're done with Kappa. We beat it dead. I think we're good with that. Does anybody have any questions or opinions on Kappa from chat? I didn't see anything really anybody talk about it. Just that a lot of people. There's a couple people that say that Kappa's just not needed anymore because of the injector case. Which, you know what? That's a. I'll talk about that, but let's talk about that. How do you guys feel about the injector case before we move on?
I like it, but I think it needs to be a 2x1.
A 2x1. Okay.
Yeah, 2x1 slot at least.
This type of
No, I don't know.
is that what you're saying? Like that size?
Like a sick case, like the
Yeah,
size of
like
a
a sick or like a doc's case.
I disagree.
I feel like if it's that size, then it should hold more.
think about
Why
how
though?
big
Theoretically, you could
think of-
fit stems in a sick case, and if you want that many, like it's like a pin
Okay,
holder.
But look at the size of a doc's case.
You
They,
can still
they,
fit
they,
the same
they
amount.
fit the same amount, and it's a 2x1.
I don't think that the injector case takes away the need for Kappa.
I don't think it takes
There's,
away the need for
there's
Kappa
always
either.
shit that you can put in
your
your
butt.
butt. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying not to, but yeah, fuck
Yeah, I know.
Honestly,
It's
Yeah,
fine.
I think an extra 2 slots of ammo maybe, or
Right.
like there's always more stuff you can add in there.
I think there's less reason to want to have it for purpose of bringing stuff in a raid. My opinion on the injector cases is it's 12 injectors. I don't want to see it become a larger case. Maybe they restrict the amount of injectors. If they said you can bring six injectors in, I'd still be okay with that. But if we're talking about, like, Tarkov's all about real life, right? So, like an injector case, you can fit a lot of injectors in there. A syringe, like, an injector is not big. An injector is not big. So, like, to fit 12 injectors in a small pouch, like, it does make sense in the real life thing of things. But if they said, hey, you could put 8 or 6 in there, I'd be also fine with that. If they reduce it beyond 6, there's no point in having the case. And if they make the case double the size, again, I consider if I go back to just grabbing one Propital and stick it in my butt and call it a day.
You know what I think would be interesting? What if they limited how many injectors you could have, like, of one variety? Kind of how you can't have 3 Bitcoins, you can't or more than 3 Bitcoins, you can't have more than 3 GPUs. What if they gave you the injector case,
morphine,
was like
adrenaline,
the max of 2 for each one, which forces you to either just, like, not use the whole injector case or try
have
new
6
stims.
types. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I don't use an SJ1. You know, I don't use fucking a P22. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they're
SJ6,
kind of useless.
3BTG, Mule, Propadol. That's go to.
right. But at that point, you could make it a 6 or 8, and I think it would be fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I'd be fine with it going lower, like a 6 or an 8 slot instead of the 16 it currently is.
right.
I also think that kind of going back towards where we were saying how the injector case like removes the need for Kappa, I feel like Tarkov needs an item like Kappa where there's an end game something to work towards, or else there's like no point.
You know what? You know what would be awesome? I would like to see a secondary quest chain. Okay? Hear me out. It's kind of just popped into my head. Now, what if they lowered Kappa from 62 to 52, but then you had another sub quest chain that was a lot harder? Then when you were finished with that, you got double deep pockets on your PMC, like bosses do.
Ooh.
Be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Actually, I like that.
I think that'd be cool.
Or lock some of the clothing behind quests, make them harder
Yeah.
and more expensive, and make that clothing have like kind of like how different bags have different types of, you know, container size.
Right.
Make the clothing actually do something rather than
Right.
the way it looks.
So eventually when the dad life jorts get into the game, you have to hit level 69 for the dad life jorts, and you get double pockets. Just saying.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the clothing? I fucking hate how they made everything so goddamn expensive.
I think it's pointless. Just something to spend money on.
Yeah,
It's pointless.
I hate how expensive it all is. Now.
It's
just
weird.
like the price of some of them.
Yeah.
But overall,
like $6.5
there's not
mil
very
for
many
fucking
that I
pants.
like.
Yeah. It's ridiculous because of the fact that I feel like a couple wipes ago when the Bitcoin thing was absolutely insane and like Bitcoins were hitting like 800K and they were like, we need a way to get rid of money out of the economy.
Yeah.
They changed the clothing. They changed everything into like these big money sinks, right? Like, hey, you want the flannel
never fixed it.
You want the flannel shirt? Well, it now costs $8 million. Yeah. Why? Because we know you got that dirty Bitcoin money and you got to spend it. You got to give it back to Papa Nikita. You know, like, and then but it's like many other things in Tarkov that I think that they make an adjustment. Instead of making a major change, they try to like shift like the economy around. They've done it with hideout items all the time. The problem is we're gonna save that for a little bit. We're gonna talk about Tarkov economy because that kind of ties into some other stuff. We're gonna go on too big of a tangent here. Let's talk about like Tarkov economy in a little bit. Let's go into another topic, which we've had some differing opinions on, which I'm excited to hear from this, is inertia. Okay. Let me know. Preppy, what do you think of inertia? You're a newer player, so you've had about probably not a ton of time without inertia as when you had inertia. So I'm curious to see what your thought process is on inertia.
I hated it. When the wife hit, I hated it. I'm still not too fond of it. I hope he can still hear me.
Yeah.
So I finally got comfortable with PvP and like moving around in Tarkov because like when I first started playing, it was like the wonkiest movement compared to other games that I'd played. It was hard to adjust. Finally got used to that. And then inertia, I felt like I was, you know, the old school, like heavy duty scuba gear.
Yep.
Like BioShock scuba gear.
Mhm.
That's how I felt. Like I had those heavy metal boots and I was underwater and that was how I was walking. And I was like, this is god awful. I could not stand it. Of course, I deal with it. I'm not a big fan, especially when I get heavy, and I'm always heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it makes me feel like I'm wearing I'm a fucking fridge.
Yeah.
Like, I think the game kind of needed it. Yes, for like realism and to slow down gameplay, because ultimately at the end stage, that's what Nikita wants, is slower gameplay, not run and gun and be in and out of a raid in 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I like it. So Fuzzy, you can follow her up because you hate it, and I already know you already mentioned something a little bit about it. But tell me how much you hate inertia.
I've already said it. I'm not a fan. Like, I understand the need for it.
Do you think it's as bad now that you've gotten some strength under your belt as it was day one?
It's definitely not as bad, but I don't think it's so much as inertia. I think it's more so how other people are playing because of it. The super rattiness that is currently going on is it's almost ridiculous. But I don't know. Like I said, I like the fast paced fighting. I know a lot of people used to compare Tarkov to Call of Duty. So it's not so much like a Call of Duty kind of feel, I guess. But
yeah,
I watch like old Landmark videos and Willer's E videos, and I miss it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How about you, Fudge? I know that your opinion has changed a little bit, at least.
I still don't like it. Let me be very clear. I still don't like it. But now that I have max strength and now that I have, max endurance, I don't know if that plays a part at all, but now that I have both of those, I could definitely feel it not being nearly as big of an issue as it was, not even at the beginning of Wipe, the last time I was on the podcast. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you saw the clip of me killing Hutch the other day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I fucking flew around that corner. That didn't feel like inertia to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I played that like there was no inertia. So, it's not there as strong as it used to be.
For me, the place that I see inertia the most still is the side to side strafing. You still can't do it, which I'm happy about because I think that it was way abused. The corner peeking doesn't seem too slow to me, like holding an angle. But it is tough because people, if anything, like you said, Fuzzy, like people really hold like an angle now.
Yeah.
Like they just sit there and hold the angle forever. I swear to God, people are using the adrenaline stim, which is for to help you hold that stuff, to hold that angle even longer in a doorway, which is rough. It makes it rough. It's like, it's changed the way that I play the game. I'm a little bit more survival focused this wipe than I have been in the past. Because I'm tired of taking bad fights. I'm tired of taking bad fights and dying to somebody that's holding a room. Like, hey, dude, if you want to sit there and hold the room, I had a guy yesterday hold a room. He was still throwing grenades, and I was like halfway from dorms. I was already halfway to Stronghold, and he was still throwing grenades trying to get me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take this fight. You got everything in your favor.
Yeah.
What am I going to get? What's the benefit that I'm going to get to kill you? Like, what did you get from Marked Room? Whatever's good is in your secure container. And what'd you get? An MDR? A UMP? Dude, keep it. I'm gonna go get stuff somewhere else and not lose my kit. It's not worth it. Which I kind of like. I like the PvP aspect, but I don't like losing all the time. But I felt bad, like, because I'm not the fastest player. And, like, this time in a wipe, typically in previous wipes, it would be like, I'd get there with, my maybe not super meta guns with 60-round mags, because I don't have 58,000 60-round mags in my inventory. And there'd be just some dude on third story just strafing back and forth, dumping 60-round mags and 995 down without a care in the world. Not even really ADSing, just putting enough rounds down range to the point where I'm dead. So that's gone, and I like that. But But I mean, I think you could still straight. I killed some dudes yesterday. I smoked a 3-man at the end of stream yesterday, and you can still strafe in one direction and shoot. You just can't strafe and then strafe back and forth. You just can't like jiggle anymore. I love the jiggle peeking. People can't ping abuse as much with the jiggle peeking now because if you want to jiggle peek in the hallway, you're stuck in the hallway, and I'm gonna shoot you, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that. You know, like peeking around the corner, like leaning, man, whatever, dude, that's fine. But they, you know, like you'd be in the state. We'll use customs as an example again. They'd come up the stairs and they'd be like, oh, peek behind. And the problem is like, you know, I'd go to shoot somebody, and on my screen, because of, you know, ping differences and stuff, they were in the middle. By the time I'm shooting, the server's like, oh no, they're definitely way back in the stairs. Now, their player character pauses for a second and then goes back, and in that pause, I actually land some bullets. It's crazy. It's wild. I've killed more PMCs this wipe. I'm old. I'm a boomer. I don't think I really got that much better. I just think that the game has come a little bit more in my favor than it had than before. You know, like do I play Counter-Strike? I used to play it. I used to be decent. Was never super good. But Counter-Strike is about holding angles and a reaction time thing, right? Fudge, you play a lot of Counter-Strike, right?
I wouldn't say play a lot. I used to. You used to
play a lot. And it's like, you know, I remember Dust 2, you'd op down the center lane, and as you saw somebody, it was about your reaction time killing them more than anything else, right? I'm not that guy anymore. I'm old.
You're not that guy,
I'm not that guy, pal. My reaction time isn't the best as it was to like have that split second shot, but I'm intelligent. I still play smart. I can still make those shots, and now I feel like when I make those good plays, I win. So that's how I like inertia. Except I do think that it is a little washy, and like some people are like inertia's pretty much removed with max strength. I think I'm like at 30 or 35 strength right now. I literally don't really notice it much.
It takes so long to get max strength anyway. Like if you're not playing every day all day. But see, the other thing with inertia for me is I feel like it was added almost to cover up certain server desync issues.
That's an interesting take.
I've heard that before.
I feel, yeah, you probably heard it from me. I just feel like they added something that would get rid of, or seem like it would get rid of the delay of somebody running out into a hallway or jiggle peeking or something of such. That's just how I feel.
The world may never. Well, it's not the world may never know. We're not going to know if that had anything to affect
tell
it.
us.
So, I'm not super mad. I will say this: if I start next wipe, and I have this I'm wondering, did they dial it back after the first day or two a little bit and didn't tell us because they're classic about that, or did it just stop feeling like we were wading through a pool of Jello because the strength started affecting it that fast?
That's
it didn't
like the
feel
thing
good.
That's gonna suck the most is when wipe happens, losing all your skills and starting over again. That's when we're really gonna feel inertia again and hate our lives again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that level 1 to level 5 inertia felt real bad. I will say that. Maybe a little bit too much, especially when you're on your PMC. Like, dude, did he go to boot camp? Like, hello?
your superior soldier that has survived the apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, let's move on to progression of the game, which we've kind of touched on a little bit. How do you guys feel about the progression?
In what sense?
In the sense of like what people are using, where people are at. Like, you know, we don't have 30 different, you know, billionaire rublinaires running around. The gear that people are using, you know, the effectiveness of said gear. That's what I mean by progression. As far as like gear, hideouts, that kind of stuff. Not levels as much, but like everything that you would use that your character has at his disposal.
Personally, so the big thing that I noticed is the flea market. I love the changes they made to the flea market. I think it's great. But I noticed that if obviously it always goes back to if you're playing a lot, you're still gonna have really good shit. Like I know about Fudge. Fudge still rocks fucking high tier shit. I still have high tier shit. I don't ever run out of the best fucking ammo because I just buy it every reset or I craft it in my hideout.
Mhm.
You know, and if I do start to run low on it, I'll switch to something else. It's like, you know, all right, well, I'm running low on 7.62 BP. Let me switch over to M62, M80. Those are still fucking pretty damn good. M55A1, 56A1, 995. You know, it's easy.
Fudge, what do you feel?
I think the beauty of it is that it's allowed the game, just hear me out, it's allowed the game to kind of come full circle. And what I mean by that is, like, last wipe, you had to run either 55A1 or 995. You had to run BP. You had to run M61 because everybody was running Flicks, Rise T's,
Yep.
so on and so forth, right?
That's the big
So
thing
you're
I've noticed.
doing yourself a disservice by not running that top tier ammo. Now, I could get away with using 56A1. You know what I'm saying? I could get away with using M80 or M62. Because people are more so using like TV 110s, the new MMAC rigs, like that kind of stuff. Also, Penguin, suck my ass.
Right?
Just thought I'd throw that in there. So it kind of like allows for more of the game to be played, if that makes sense.
I do love that high tier armor is harder to come by. I do love that we don't see a ton of like slicks and level 5 armors running around.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't know about you, but I didn't really see many slicks last wipe personally as everybody else did. Like, I saw them occasionally, but they were about as rare as like seeing somebody with a couch bag.
Yeah, I didn't see very many slicks either.
I see more couches, more raid bags on Shoreline in the past like 2 weeks, and then I think I saw all wipe last wipe.
Shit, I was running a slick every single raid last wipe.
Yeah, me too. I had a full thick case of them at any given time. Yeah.
I didn't see any slicks last wipe because the only thing that I saw was if there's somebody had one on, I normally saw the lobby. So I didn't actually get to see the slicks. I just saw lobby stuff, you know. I think that I'm going to bridge into the next topic as I talk about this one. I like where it is because a lot of people are using like tier 4 armor or tier 5. I think the MMAX are garbage. They're cheap, but at this point I'd rather have a core run, even though it limits your movement. At least it's tier 5 and covers chest and stomach and not just your chest.
A double sweater.
Yeah. Well, with recoil changes, okay, and ammo availability, I want to talk about ammo availability next, so we're going to bridge into that, is that people are using a lot more flesh-damaging ammo, and guns have higher recoil. Horizontal recoil as well. So instead of just lasering somebody with the old guns, right square in the chest or the head, now people are like, have a spread pattern, so they're hitting the arms, they're shooting at your chest, but they're landing a couple in your stomach. You don't have any armor cover in your stomach blacks out, and the way the blackout mechanic works, another bullet or two, you're dead. So I tend to, if I can't, I run with, I'm cheap. Oh, yo, I haven't been farming, so I'll put on whatever I got, but if I got a choice, you know, like gazelles, I have a mixed opinion on those. They don't repair well, they're kind of expensive, but they do give you good protection when you do have them on, when they have that durability. Core runs repair really well, but they're heavy. You know, like every kind of armor has a trade-off. The thing with slicks and hex grids is they only cover your chest now. Like, how many times, I bet everybody here is in chat, in this podcast, whatever, we've all died way more to arm, stomach, leg, this wipe, for me anyway, more than any other wipe before. I mean, the same amount of head eyes, don't get me wrong there, but I've died to way more extremity, blacked out limbs and collateral damage than I had in the past. You guys agree?
Yes and no. It just, yeah. I feel like I've died to so much head eyes lately.
Because you got a big head, easy target.
I do have a big fucking head, the biggest.
So that goes into the next thing with the ammo. We have these ammos, right? So like yesterday I was talking about 45 AP. It's limited to whatever it is. It's limited down to like 100 now. The craft in your hideout is fucking terrible. I would never do it. It's garbage. You're losing tons of money if you're doing it. But like, it's a good ammo. It's not the best ammo in the world. It's not the best ammo in the game. It's limited to 100. And it's like, dude, if I run I'm not going to use it as fast, but God forbid, I used a 45 Vector yesterday because I took one off a body. I'm like, I'm going to run this 45 AP. I can run that Vector for like a raid and I'm out of that ammo. Unless I stockpile it. So, you have weapon masteries, but you're never going to master those weapons because you don't have enough, you can't get enough ammo to run those unless you run like the bottom tier ammo. And at that point, you're just leg meting. Like, I don't really want, Vector's a laser. I don't necessarily want a leg meta with a Vector. You can, and it's going to be super effective. But I'd like at least a decent amount of AP. Which is great now. Now, not as many people are buying it. You can get it before. The global limit was kind of like screwing you. You'd have to farm reset or camp the reset and be lucky to get it. But now, it's like, well, now I'm going to use FMJ, which is not bad ammo. But in general, if I want to run an MCX and I want to be like, I don't know if anybody knows Dan Exert. He got MCX mastery last wipe. He mastered that one weapon, right? And got whatever buffs you get with that. I don't even know.
I had mastered the mutant last wipe even.
Right. So like, it's hard to do that now because you can't get enough ammo to run that gun. And so it's like, if somebody likes to play the game a certain way, and Tarkov's like, hey, play the game however you want, but you want to use the same gun 3 raids in a row? And like, how does that reward you if you are surviving? Like, I survived with this gun, I'm going to take this gun back in. I want to use this gun all day. Like, how long can I use this gun? You could set a challenge for yourself. Can I make this mutant last 10 raids? Now you can't, by raid 3, unless you stockpiled, camped BP traders all day just to run the gun for 10 raids in a row, you can't do that. Like, it's kind of impossible. And I think that's unfortunate.
That's assuming you hit every single shot and you're not wasting ammo.
Right, you're not spraying at all. Right, you're...
Yeah.
There's a method to it. There's a method to it on how you can keep up with the ammo to be able to keep running your favorite guns.
Yeah.
So for me, I love using the mutant. Sure, I don't get to use it as much as I used to last wipe, but what I'll do is I'll use the mutant. When I get low on BP ammo, I'll switch to like an SR25 or something like that,
right,
where I can use M62. Yeah, right. So now I'm using that ammo for, let's say I use it for a week. Throughout that week, I'm consistently buying that BP ammo, right? So that way, when I want to go back to the mutant, I have that ammo stocked up. Right. Or after I get tired of that SR, I could go switch to an HK or an M4 and use 55A1, but still buying the BP ammo. Yeah. So you just put it on like a cycle. That's what I do. I kind of put it on like a cycle. So that way I'm always having the ammo. You know what I'm saying?
I just wish you didn't have to do that.
Yeah, you have to plan for what gun you want to run that week, and it may not be the gun that you want to use. Like I really like the Val, and I have to stockpile SPP and SP6 because I can't buy that on the flea. Right. And the new PAB ammo is only on the flea, and it's either decently priced or it's more expensive than SPP. And at that point, I'm like, I might as well pick something else. But like, I want to run the Val. I want to ruin someone's day on resort with a Val. I can't do that because I don't have enough ammo. It sucks.
Yeah.
I think that the one thing that I'm kind of nervous about. So obviously, I play in a bunch of tournaments or whatever.
Yeah, tournament play.
Like fire team trials, that's on my own account. That's not an issue. But I'm playing in the hunt, And I'm assuming because the last season's hunt was a private account, I'm assuming it's going to be the same thing for this season. So if it's the same thing for this season, how am I going to have to strategize differently with the ammo limitations? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to have to build like a huge variety of different guns to prepare for ammo shortage?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a strategy that you're gonna have to take into play, especially on those, and it's crazy when you're playing in a tournament like that and you have a private account but you're on public servers, right? So you're going up against players that have their BP, M80, M62 rotation going for them, is where you're running your gun and you're like, oh, I ran out of BP. I'm running PS for the rest of the tourney or whatever it is. All right, I don't have any 85A1. Now I got to run 856 or US or whatever it might be, hypothetically. So you're going into fights undergunned because of a global limit or, vendor limit. And that's kind of rough. Mind bullets. We're going to be using mind bullets on people. So yeah, I just think that it's tough. I like the way they did with everything, limiting that stuff, but I feel like that might be a little bit too much. Or, again, I'm going to say this, I want a reloading bench in the hideout. Give me a reloading bench where I can unlock a reloading bench and I can basically craft any item, any sort of ammo in the game. And make it realistic. Like, to craft some of this stuff, it's like, you need 6 kegs of gunpowder to make M61. No, you do not need 6 kegs of gunpowder. I reload IRL. You don't need 6 pounds of gunpowder to reload 308. Like, you're using a half a keg. Let's make it realistic. Let's make the time to craft that a long time. Or whatever it is. It doesn't have to be long, but make it like a 2-hour craft with whatever your metal is, whatever your powder is, and say you could do like one stack at a time. So if it's M61, you can do 40 at a time, and then you get to pick what you want to do. And if you want to be like really good on your hideout management, you could stockpile a bunch. And don't make it like super free, but I think a reloading bench, and then you can use your workbench for crafting workbench stuff. And I think that would be a really cool way to allow people to have a little bit more access to ammo if they're going to keep everything restricted on there, and make it a later hideout thing. Don't give it to, or put like the level 2 or level 3 reloading bench, hide it behind having to have like mechanic level 3 to unlock the really good stuff at the reloading bench, right? So you have to get to at least 40 before you can unlock that stuff. That's what I would love to see. If that's what the direction that they're going to go with. Because if you think about all those old, like those World War II movies and all that crazy stuff with guys like reloading their own ammo. I mean, even snipers in Vietnam were reloading their own ammo. Like the ones that wanted the best ammo were hand loading their own. So I would like to see that.
See, for something for like the reloading bench, what I would think would be kind of cool is like, say you use 995. The next thing would be like, all right, well, it would have to degrade a little bit. So 995 would turn into 55A1, 55A1 would turn into 56A1, or like M61 would turn into M62, M62 would turn into M80. That way, like, you're not able to get the highest tier back every single time. I think would be kind of cool.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick BRB so we can go to the bathroom, and I have a boy sleeping on the floor behind me that I'm going to go carry to bed. So I'm going to do that. So we're going to take a few minute AFK, and then we'll be right back. So you guys just sit tight there.
Be right back. Yep.
All right, guys, we're back. Thanks for that, Fuzzy. Just in case anybody was wondering.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, we're back. Can you redeem map pick? You can redeem map pick after podcast. We talked a little bit about Flea. I think everybody likes where Flea's at right now, correct?
I missed the amount of offers I can put up initially, but
yeah.
Other than that,
I don't. Yeah, I would like to see that changed with the limit. of how much stuff we can actually put up there. How do you guys feel about like global limits and or some of the trades that exist and how it's affecting the Tarkov economy?
I hate the marked room trade. Like, I hate that you can't buy like marked room keys anymore. Like, you have to trade for them, and people want like absolutely ridiculous shit like green, blue.
Yeah, but that's not anything game related. That's just the people controlling the market.
I know. Oh, I thought that's what he meant. We were talking about with like flea
Well,
market.
I mean that ties into it. That ties into it. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 wipes ago, I
just
found
don't like that
like
stuff.
3 marked keys in the first 2 weeks of wipe,
Yeah.
and I got real excited because I thought I was going to sell them, and they were selling for like $50K a pop on the flea. I've gotten 1 that I found out of a jacket, all wipe, and I decided I'm going to use it, and I kind of wish that I had just fucking traded it for fucking 20 GPUs, because marked ain't that good. So 2 things we'll talk about. I think that some of the items, for especially keys now have uses outside of, marked and stuff like that, which always had uses. I feel like key spawns are way down. RBST, we need it for a task, dude. I know like 1 out of every 12 people I talk to, this is totally a made up stat, but have an RBST key. Like,
I have one.
There's multiple tasks behind that. It's super, super expensive. Why are keys that you need to do, that you need for tasks, right? For progression of the game, so ridiculously rare. It's almost like, hey, if you're not lucky, you ain't getting tasks done. Get fucked. You're never getting Kappa. I mean, like, fine, you can find a friend and do all that stuff, but, like, my feeling is, if it's a key for a task item, it should have a decent spawn rate, or at least a static place where where it's going to spawn. Like, the machinery key, we know it spawns in the jacket in 2-story or in the 3-story dorms in the room by the little jump over bunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you need it for a task, it should either have a static spawn or a higher spawn rate, to the point where if you loot enough jackets or enough bags or whatever, you're gonna get it. Like if you loot 100 jackets, you're gonna get a couple of those keys you need for tasks. That's my opinion on it. How do you guys feel?
Yeah. Or
Yeah, I agree.
making like there's the key barters with therapist. Like if it's a quest key, like you need it for a task. Like you can't do the task without it unless
Right.
you happen to be in a raid where somebody else already opened the door and you go late enough, which is already rare enough.
Right. I think, yeah, and I hate that too. Like, oh, well, maybe if you go there late, I'm going to run 7 customs runs to see if somebody unlocked marks so I can mark it for the cultist thing. Like, I don't want to do that. And like Barbado said, like ZB14 key, like how often have you guys pulled a ZB14 key this wipe?
This wipe, I actually have a lot. I've sold probably 8, and I had one. I gave one away.
But what do you need ZB14 for?
You can find the 60 round
the 60 round mags for that.
Yeah,
task.
But you can make those on
you can, but originally
what, level 1 or 2? Which is crazy.
2, I think.
You can, but like
it's still you're still getting locked behind a task, because until you turn in those ice cream cones, you can't purchase one to do your gunsmith task unless you want to use one of the ones you found and then wait to find the 4th one.
Yeah. In fact, me and Fudge actually got that done at the same time this wipe. We went to labs and both got 2 raiders that had 3 each.
Yeah.
Which was lucky.
Yeah. So like on a task balancing thing, like I would like to see that stuff balanced a little bit better. Like I still haven't done the RBST task. And the thing is like, and I run across people like, oh, I know somebody that has it. Do you want to do a raid with them? I'm like, dude, I'm already like planned on what I'm doing right now. I don't want to change it just to do this one task that's going to be 8,000 XP. And that's the thing. How much is an RBST key? If anybody's in Tarkov in chat and you guys want to look it up, tell me what they're asking for.
The last time I saw it, it was like $1 million or more.
Right, it's $1 million for a task that gives like 7,000 XP. No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm good.
Or there's only barters for it.
Or there's barters for it that are probably equal to $1 million or more. People are crazy with those.
Green key cards.
I traded my dorm's marked key for RVST because I hate customs.
What?
I wanted to do my tasks, okay? And you know how many people I've helped do that task? Enough people that it's worth
Right.
it.
Right. She could
I don't
sell.
go to
She
dorms.
could be.
I don't go to customs,
You know.
so
That
I
hurt my
don't keep
soul.
that key anyway.
I bet there's.
Main.
I bet there's some RMT people selling RBST runs on some fucking shady Discord in fucking Siberia.
It's all run by Preppy.
I think that the keys being limited is a good thing. Granted, I've had like 10 dorms marked room keys this wipe, so I'm like, I guess my
we all
opinion
know
doesn't
how
really
you get
matter.
all of your stuff, Fudge. I don't want to hear it. Get out of here.
What are you talking about?
Oh, chat. My account just reset. You know what would be great right now? You know how I could get a bunch of money back? Man, if I only had a mark room key for dorms. Hey, you know how I could get a lot of money back? Labs cards.
Wait, is that what I have to do to get like gift box of like SP6 and stuff?
Yeah, just go.
Let me
just
be
go.
very
Just
fucking
go.
clear about
want to
something.
run
I
my Val
don't
today,
expect
but
anybody to give me a damn thing. They do it. It's out of the kindness of their own heart, and they hate seeing me suffer. Actually, that's not true.
Okay,
or
well,
else
what
they
the
wouldn't
fuck
do
do I
it.
gotta do? I suffer more than anybody. Everybody enjoys watching me suffer. They don't, whatever.
Yeah, but
whatever
Dad Life,
you did.
that's not because you don't have the keys.
I can tell Dad Life hasn't turned into a stream in a while for me. It's just been fucking head eyes constantly.
To be fair, Papa P did bring me a full ammo case of M61 before evasion last wipe.
Yeah, and look at him now. He's like, "Hey, Fudge, would you like me to bring you a small armory?"
And my entire labs key set was given to me. Never mind. I backtrack my statement.
Yeah, we know, Fudge. Get out of here. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
it,
with that.
it doesn't count for you, Fudge.
Rules don't apply to him. You're not
For my
allowed in
marked
this-
room keys, I would say I found at least 5 of them.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Dude, he's look at his fucking shifty ass eyes. Oh my god.
You a little liar.
I meleeed my first guy yesterday. All wipe. Felt good.
You keep those dog tags.
Those
Those feel so good.
It felt real good. I was actually playing offline, but I recorded it. It felt real good. Actually had enough time to open OBS because him and his friend were camping the backside of Old Gas. And they were like little Timmies, but they were like, one was in the one bush on the lower side, and then one was across the other side of the train tracks coming outside of Old Gas, and they were both in bushes. And I just I like VoIPed to him, and I think he was confused, and then I just walked up and gave him the old boink with the M2 right in the back of the head, one shot, and he was dead, and it felt real good, real good. Just thought I had to share that with everybody. One bush Wookiee less in Tarkov. He'll think about that twice next time he wants to sit in a bush.
Yeah, you're not going to vote back this time.
So, back on tax. We're on a tangent. So yeah, I mean, global limits and keys. I think a little tough. The global limits aren't terrible, but I would like to see a bigger variety of trades for some of the items from some of the traders. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Here's a question. We're talking about ammo. Would you like to see you trade up your ammo? Like your ammo plus a red gunpowder, you could turn your M80 into M62.
No.
Okay. Just asking.
No.
I just
think
want
it needs to be kept separate. How it is now.
Yeah,
Wait, say that again?
I agree with Fudge. Trading in like M80 for M62. No, I think I like them separate because then like if you do have a stockpile of M61 or M62 or whatever, but then you're running low and you're like I still want to use this MDR or whatever. Like
it would have to have a global limit. just like
Bottom
everything else.
load.
Yeah.
You could bottom load your mags with M80.
Yeah. I want mag presets. That's what I want.
Yeah. See, I personally feel like M80 and M62 isn't a good example because they're so similar.
Yeah. Well, I'll say like
But-
M62 to M61 would be.
Yeah,
a better
that's
example, you know.
Whatever,
Yeah.
going from lower.
yeah.
Right.
No,
Lower tier ammo to
yeah,
higher
and
tier.
another one. Yeah.
Top, I don't know if you're here for it, but I said I want a reloading bench instead of the workbench. Just saw that you were talking about that in chat. But I mean, well, like, what about for like armors and stuff? I would like to see a little bit more, maybe some more barters for some of the tier 4, tier 5 armors. I feel like some of the, like, you can get a bunch of gazelles, but like, what other tier 5s can you really get per reset that you can get a decent amount of?
Reduts.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can get 3 of those.
All of the ones that repair like shit, basically.
Tactics.
2 or 3.
Yeah, but they're good fucking armor.
Yeah,
I-
they're good.
Wait,
I wore a Redut the
you
other
said
day.
Tactics or
Yeah.
Reduts repair bad? Because I know Reduts are kind of shitty.
Reduts
Reduts.
repair like shit. I'm saying tactics.
Yeah,
Tactics.
Tactics are fucking great.
Yeah, they repair pretty well. Condor repairs well. It's 100k, but you can only get. I think you can only get 2 of the condors.
Which one's the Condor again?
You mean a Corund?
Karund,
Condor is the glass.
Condor's a glass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean the Karund. Yeah.
Karund,
Just read
yeah.
chat. The Karund you can only get 2 of.
Repair's
For-
great though. But
Repair's
it's,
great, and it's
I
heavy.
feel like you get shot twice by 7.62 BP and it's done though.
Yeah. No, it's true. That's true because it's low durability.
Yeah. And the type of material it's made out of.
Yeah. Any of the steel stuff repairs pretty well. I'm just wondering, like, some of the helmets and stuff like that, and some of the stuff seemed backwards. Like, I could buy helmets, but I could buy face shields for helmets that I couldn't get.
Yeah.
I noticed
think,
that, and I was like, that was weird.
I think you can get high mobility kits, the Gen 5 high mobility kits for, I think it's 7 GP coins,
Yeah.
which in reality isn't super
don't like
bad. It's like 210k. I don't like them, but
I think they're terrible. I was playing with Sigma the other day, and I found like literally 4 of them in stashes, and I was just like, "Here, take them." Like they're wonky, they're heavy. It's not.
I used to like to wear the Gen 4s that had the arm
Yeah.
protection. They were a little bit heavy, but I felt like they were tanky because like you would get shot in the arms and you'd be fine, like it wouldn't black your arms out all the time. But like now I feel like with inertia and the weight of them, I don't feel like they're very viable, and that's unfortunate. Like I see them, I'll kill a raider, and I'll be like, well, I'm leaving that in the ground for somebody. See you later. You know? I'm taking out
Yeah.
gonna take out this gazelle off this other raider. I did that the other day. Okay, I want to talk about tasks. So I've noticed this, and this is not just this is dailies and other tasks. Have you guys really looked at the XP that you get for some of the tasks and never think like, this is a really hard task? Why am I only getting 8,000 for this?
yeah.
And like this other task, though it's going to take a little bit longer, it's pretty easy, and I get 22,000 XP for that. Have you guys really looked at that lately? I've been looking at that lately, and I'm just like,
I've
I
never
wanna
looked
fucking do
that
this task.
close.
I've never paid that much attention to it. I will say this: weekly tasks are lifesavers, because after I deleted my stash, I got my weekly task was to kill 55 scavs on woods with headshots, and I got a weapons case from it. So I got that weapons case and I sold it for 6 mil, and I was fucking back. That is all.
Basically, this
Not
is
as
what I
well.
just heard. In case anybody else heard, you know, Fudge was just like, I piss excellence. So anyway, no, so like the dailies are crazy. I had one the other day. Okay. Extract from shoreline once, get 5,000 XP. The next day, I get a task. Extract from shoreline 3 times, 6,000 XP. What is with that? Like, it makes no sense. Like, statistically, it makes no sense. But even with, like, the tasks in the regular task chain from traders, I've noticed, like, what do you get for Shooterborn? It's, like, what, 12,000 XP? It's not
Yeah.
enough. I'll tell you right now, it's not enough. And then there's, like, kill 10 scavs on some of these, and they give a ridiculous amount of XP. I'm gonna, like, pull up some stuff just to see if I can give you guys an example. But,
So
like...
I know after level 46, is it 46 or 45? It gets
It's starting at
substantially
46 to after 45.
Yeah, so it gets substantially more. Like I'm just looking at my 3 dailies right now. 28,000, 27,000, and 27,000 for XP. And then my weekly is 166,000 XP.
Right. I think the dailies when you get in the higher levels seem a little bit more in line with what you would expect.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one daily. I was level 41 last wave, or one weekly, and it was 200,000 rubles for 17 labs extracts.
Oh my god, dude! I had one. It was like 17 labs, and I got like 2 grizzlies, an ophthalmoscope, and like 48,000 XP. And I was like, I am not even like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not like.
Especially for like any daily or weekly that requires you to go to labs to survive is not worth, because you have to pay to even go to in the raid, and if you don't survive, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what
Or you're
I
going
like?
down to the sewer and you're sitting there for 7.5 minutes going, please nobody come down here, please nobody come down here.
Right. Yeah. No. And I think that's, when you get further in and you start thinking about some of the harder tasks, like as you're going through things, I'm telling everybody, take a look at your XP and be like, yo, is this legit? Like, do I feel like this is an appropriate XP for this? And I guarantee you, you're going to, if you look at it, you're like, no, it's not. There's some hard tasks that don't have good XP.
Even looking at like a regular task, like counteraction, for example, we were just talking about this during the break. Kill 20 bear or 20 USEC PMCs on Lighthouse and then hand over 20 found in raid dog tags. It's only 22,000 XP.
Right.
An SSD, an Intel folder, and $2,600.
And that's for what? 20 scavs?
No, 20 PMCs.
No,
20 bear PMCs and
Yeah.
20 turn in 20 bear PMC dog tags.
Yeah, I agree with Dan. They do, especially the dailies just seem totally randomly generated. Yeah, so Shooter Board in Heaven is 11,600 XP. How much time? I mean, you don't get me wrong. I piss excellence when it comes to sniping. Shooter Board's really easy, but I know most people struggle with that and spend. I mean, I know people that have spent a week trying to get Shooter Board done. You spend however many hours it is to get that task done, and they're like, "Here,"
And it's not even that rewarding.
have just under 12,000 XP for that. Like, what? 12,000? Like, that's. I'm sorry, but that is a challenging task, and the reward does not fit.
On top of that, most people don't even like finish Shooterborn, like completing the task, because it gives you however many sniper levels.
Yeah, one.
You get
I've never fucking
11,000,
completed it.
just under
Yeah.
12,000 XP for Shooterborn. But if you want to do Gunsmith Part 15, you get 22,000 XP for that. And that's just building a gun and spending money.
Yeah.
Yeah, copying a wiki.
Like, doesn't do it
You
for
know
me.
what? Let's not bring up the gunsmith task because I enjoy getting all that XP dump from those.
Well, I'm just saying that,
I
but
get
Shooterborn, you
extra
should get
money
more
from
for
it.
it. You should get more for Shooterborn.
Yeah, no,
is
I
all I'm
agree.
saying.
I agree.
Like look at if you look at like Tarkov Shooter, say Tarkov Shooter Part 6, 1,300 XP. Five scavs with a bolt action sniper rifle must be sniper scavs. You have to kill 5 scavs, you get 13,000 XP from that, but you only get less than 12,000 for Shooterborn in Heaven.
I don't know, that one sniper level that it gives you is actually kind of fucking. That's a big deal.
It is a
because
big
it's Psycho
deal.
Sniper. So I don't think the XP that you get for Shooterborn is really the only reason to do it is, well, other than it's cap required, is for that sniper level.
Right. Okay. So I mean but I mean still we're looking at how easy some of these are. So let's look at some other stuff like living high without is not a crime. Is literally collect some stuff, collect teapots and vases, 26,000 XP. Now, what's like Tarkov Shooter Part 8? How much XP do you get for that? Like, I'm curious. I'm gonna look it up real quick and then we'll move on. I just don't think that all of that stuff is really totally balanced out. But I mean, the sniper skill, yeah, I get that. That makes sense when you put it like that. So that's what, Jaeger? Or who's Tarkov Shooter Part 8? Park Rapper?
Jaeger.
Jaeger.
Jaeger, yeah, that's right. So, Tarkov shooter. Let's see. Tarkov shooter part 1, 2, 3. Da, 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 da. So that is an annoying task. 3 bolt action kills in a single raid, right?
That was like the bane of my existence this wipe.
Get like 25,000 XP for that. The same as collecting 2 teapots and 2 vases. Like, like some of them just don't seem super, super, super balanced. And I was going through and I can't remember all of the ones, but there were some that were like really fucking easy and give a lot, like the gunsmith task. But that's not the only one. Some of them are literally like, go kill 5 scavs. Here's 20,000 XP. And I just
Revive
think
an
that
extract from interchange and you get 17,000 XP.
Right. It's not hard. It's time consuming. So I think that some of that stuff just doesn't make sense. And it's a lot of us don't care because we don't even look at the XP because we're like, I need to do this to unlock BP ammo or whatever it is, right? That's what most of us do. But like the XP just doesn't make sense. And then you can see it carry over with dailies. It was like, how hard do we feel like this is? Hey, it's like they threw something at the wall and they were like, yeah. Or they took the Ouija board out and they were like, it's just a numbered Ouija board. And they were like, what is this worth? 22,000 XP. What's this one worth? 9,800. Doesn't that seem hard? Dude, the Ouija board has spoken.
Don't fuck with the Ouija board.
Don't fuck with the
Threw a
Ouija
dart
board.
at the wall with a bunch of numbers on it.
Yeah.
Hey, which one is it gonna be?
So I don't know. It's something for you guys to look at as you're going through. Maybe the next podcast we can bring it up and be like, you know what? Maybe you're right. So a few of you have been just hard grinding. Have you guys been doing anything for fun, like VoIP fun or
Yes.
memeing or anything like that?
Shut up, buddy.
You guys.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, Preppy seems real excited. I'm gonna let her go first.
I am, dude. So I'm constantly on Shoreline, right? I'm always in resort. Anytime I hear another PMC, I just scream out Marco, and I decide by the reply if I'm gunning this person down or I'm gonna give them a chance to be friendly, only if they say polo back. They don't polo back. They are not my friend.
Some people don't know Marco Polo, okay? These young kids these days.
Well, I give them a chance. Okay. I give them a chance because, especially when I can clearly hear they're like on the other side of the wall from me or something. I'll yell Marco twice, and after that, if I still don't get a reply, I'm like, no, you don't even want to say polo back. What the hell? And they'll be like,
fucking heathen.
I'll be like, I was supposed to say polo. I'm like, yeah, it's Marco Polo. I already know where
and you're
you
like,
are.
you didn't say it with enough pizzazz, so I'm gonna shoot you anyway. That's funny. I like that.
That's my favorite.
I like to sneak up behind Timmy's and VoIP at them, like where they're just like sitting there like holding an angle, and I'll walk up behind them and I'll be like, "Hey, bud, what are you doing?" And then they freak out, and then I kill them. That's like my favorite thing to do.
I've seen you do it a few
Very
times. It's
situational,
It's pretty funny.
So sometimes I like to sit in D2.
Oh boy, I don't like where this is going already.
So
Continue.
shout out One Peg for teaching me the spot where you can just sit on top of like a door in D2, and I'll sit up there and with like a KS-23 or MP-153 or just something random.
I'm
And
agreeing with him.
when I hear people like, so I've got a couple of zombie noises on my soundboard, and like the witch from Left 4 Dead, and I'll start playing those, and it was going good for a while. Like I would get some really good reactions from people, and now I just have a ton of people reporting me, so I'm probably going to get banned for VoIP abuse soon. No,
I
I'm
have not
sad.
got reported for that for VoIP abuse.
But it's really cool when you actually get reported for VoIP abuse. It tells you. So now I know how many people I need to kill after they do it.
It's like this person reported you. You're like, well, you're dead, bud.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I yell some obscenities, and then I charge at them, and I either die or I win.
I had a lot of fun. I played with Papa Elite on Friday, and like he had Interchange daily, and it went bad. Like, for some reason, nobody was in Interchange. We were just trying to, like, stash run and get him out because he had to extract for his daily. And everybody was outside of Interchange, just hunting people for no apparent reason at all. Like, there'd be a plane drop on the other side of the map. We're like, dude, we're out. And all of a sudden, we'd be, like, running. We'd be like, oh, it's 200 meters away. Then I'd, like, pop, double headshot. Like, what? Why is somebody here? Here? We ran into 2 teams out at the back of SR21. Like, 15 minutes into an Interchange raid. Like, a 3-man and a 2-man. Like, what are they doing there? What were they doing? And they weren't Timmy's. They weren't like Timmy's like, hey, let's go park our van. No, they were thick-ass Chads. I'm like, what are you guys doing? It's like they were bad. They were down bad, and they were like, let's go find some Timmy's, marking some vans, and beat the shit out of them.
You want to know what they were doing?
Stealing lunch money.
No, they were participating in Nikita's version of Tarkov with inertia.
I guess. I don't know what they were. They were like, hey, we'll just shoot people from afar. So we decided to run meme kits.
Love that.
Meme kits are great.
So we did like I dressed up as a cowboy.
Oh,
the
God.
revolver shotgun with the cowboy hat on and a Carassa armor with like the tan rig, and ran around. And I was like, we were like memeing, but also trying to get like some cool VoIP interactions. Like, hey there, my name's Sheriff Dead Left. We're coming on in here. We're like securing the dorms and stuff like that. And like, didn't get good VoIP interactions, but man, we killed some people and it was hilarious. We like killed some Chads, dude, and it was like I killed 3 players with a revolver shotgun with AP-20s in one raid, and they had to be big mad. One of them had hit marked room, and he had two TX-15s on him. But you know how they come in marked with the suppressors and everything on them.
Ultra beast,
and it was a good time, and we kept it up all night, just like messing around. The other day I dressed up as like what I call like a scav. I had like a wicked beat gazelle, which I put on, and then I had like a bomber hat and a double barrel shotgun with the 2-time world champion 1911.
Bless you.
And
thank you.
I was running around, and there was I was on reserve. And some scavs running up, and I start shooting at him, and for some reason I didn't kill him with the first shot, which blew my mind. And then he gets so mad. He was like, dude, I'm a scav. Why are you shooting scavs, dude? He didn't realize I was a PMC. He was so mad. He was like, dude, I'm a scav. And then he starts shooting back at me. He missed every single shot. And then I ended up killing him. And it was funny. I already posted the TikTok, dude. There was people so mad. They were like, I can't believe you did that. You're the problem with this game. I'm like, dude, I was a PMC. I didn't tell him. I wasn't like, hey, I'm a friendly scav dressed as a PMC. I just, like, blasted the dude, and he just assumed I was a scav. Like, that's not my fault. And, like, some of them I was friendly with and helped him out, and it was a good time. But, like, I will say, like, RPing in Tarkov is actually a lot of fun. It doesn't work out as much as, like, a regular RP game. Like, it's not that fun. But every once in a while, you have a crazy thing. I did Factory a couple weeks ago. I met this cool dude. I was telling dad jokes in Factory. And my plan was, if you like the dad joke, I let you live. You don't like the dad joke, I'm going to kill you. That was my thing. Or I was going to try to knock joke people through office and blast them. Like knock, who's there? Dad life. Boom! See you later. Like, I'm like, this is gonna be great. But I met this guy. We became friends. We killed some other people, and then I died to, like, random scavs. There was 2 scavs at the bottom of the stairs, like, standing on top of each other. I killed one, and the other one just shot me right in the face. Guy showed up in chat, had taken my kit out, and then brought it back into raid, and then that was the raid that I died to Killa as I spawned. Within 3 seconds, I was dead to Killa. I spawned, Tagilla. I spawned on top of Tagilla.
Oh.
Like,
that sounds like
we spawned in the corner. And I was like, hey, drop my stuff. And he goes to drop my stuff, and I'm dead. A Golnick to my chest. And then we ran back another way. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do that. Like, and I love those interactions. I think they're tough to come by. I swear to God, dude. Just, how, like, we all talk about, like, somebody has, like, the special servers, the Tarkov Prime servers. Like, Gingy always finds, like, ridiculous loot.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, some of these other people have, like, VoIP Prime servers where they get all the cool VoIP interactions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm running around, like, trying to VoIP for, like, hours. And, like, no one wants to play ball. And then, and sometimes they'll come in, like, to my, in chat after and be like, oh, dude, that was really funny. I'm like, but you didn't participate. What was the problem?
You didn't say anything bad.
You wanna know why people aren't participating? Because I can tell where somebody is via VoIPing better than them walking. And I think that people realize that, and they're afraid to give away their position sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's a problem. That's a sound problem, but...
I mean, you can't
know.
get
Oh,
away
don't
from
get
it.
me
If you
started
want
on
it to
the
be
sound.
realistic, obviously, if you talk, like, if you're, like, in the same, in my house with me, like, if you talk, I'm going to be able to tell you're in my living room and I'm in my office. Like, that's realistic. You can't get away from that, unfortunately.
But, like, I can't hear somebody on some stairs... But they're like, hey, what's up? You're like,
Right
I know
next
you're
to
on the
me,
stairs,
yeah.
mother trucker. I'm coming for you. I know you're on those silent
you.
stairs. You know? There's plenty of times where, even in, like, Shoreline the other day, I didn't know where somebody was, and I started VoIPing. I'm like, they're on second floor. You know? Because I was like, is he on first? Is he on second? I'm on second. Is he on third? I can't tell.
Yeah.
I hear him walking in a room, and all of a sudden I was like, hey, bud, what's up? He's like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, I know where you are. I know exactly where you are. You're
don't
down,
get
like,
how-
3 rooms on the left.
Yeah, I don't get
I
how
don't get
VoIP
all of that.
audio is so good with all that stuff, but like game audio is actually so shitty.
See, I have weird VoIP audio because, like, if, for instance, I was trying to Marco Polo. It ended up being a 3-man, and I was a 2-man. I was in 205 of West, and there was a guy, like, between Spiral and South Stairs, but there was also a guy up by 301 where my teammate was. I'm yelling Marco, and no one's responding. My teammate yells Marco, and the other guy up on 301 yells Polo, and they're having a conversation. I hear nothing.
I will
And I'm
say
like,
that
you're literally right above me, and there's a hole in the floor. I should be able to hear voices yelling, but I couldn't hear it at all.
Yeah. When you're I think that it should work a little farther away. I agree. It's like sometimes somebody's in a room and for some reason you can't hear them and you should be able to. But when you are close, it will the directional of it when you can hear people is dead on. But yeah, there's plenty of times where I think somebody might be able to hear me and I can't hear them back, and that's kind of frustrating. I wish you could turn the VoIP. There was like a VoIP slider where you could actually control that. I don't think there is. You could turn up just the VoIP interaction in game, but I will agree. There is some times where I'm halfway down the hallway in like East Wing and I can't hear somebody in the stairs, and I know they're VoIPing back, or I hear like a little bit of like here. You're like, what?
And I'm like, what?
Like, hello? Let me turn my Miracleer up. Like, crank it. Yup. No. Okay.
I'm so happy with VoIP, man, because I remember when it was like first like being talked about and getting introduced, like everybody was so negative about it. Like,
I was
there's just gonna be 5-year-olds running around yelling the N-word everywhere and blah blah blah. I think I've run into like 2, maybe 3 people max that have done that stuff.
I've literally only run into one ever.
Yeah.
I've
And
only ran into
we played
one
together
person
for
that
it.
said some stuff in VoIP that like for me it was offensive for me because I'm a female. What was said, but I mean, like, it wasn't like against TOS or anything. It was just like, you should really not say that.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think there's
like,
there's plenty of that.
Okay,
For
that
sure.
made me uncomfortable, and I can tolerate a fucking lot.
Yeah, I think that there's been some toxic situations for sure. But I haven't run into any like serious, just like, well, what's it called? Well, I'm gonna coin it childish kind of talk, because it really is, you know. So I have enjoyed it. I just get it's just really weird. I did have a situation yesterday where there's a dude, and I killed his friend. I was trying to loot a body, and this guy came up and I blasted his friend. He didn't hear me, scared the crap out of me. I just shot first, asked questions later, and he had a friend. And dude, he was definitely blazed out of his mind. And I go, dude, I said, dude, are you feeling good? You sound super blazed. Like, dude. And then I was like, dude, I'm like, my bag is full. I don't even want your friend's stuff. Like, if you want to fight it out, just let me know. We'll fight it out. Or I'm just gonna leave and you can grab your friend's stuff. And like, he was kind of like being weird. And then he was like, yeah, dude, that's fine. He's like, I'm just gonna grab my friend's stuff and leave. I said, fine. I'm walking away. And he had walked away. He had walked all the way around. And like, I gave him the benefit of the doubt when I saw him that he wasn't gonna shoot me, and then he shot me, and it felt really bad. But his name was literally like Dab Guy. And I was like, okay, he like paused the fight to do a bong rip and then finished it.
Okay.
No, that guy.
Yeah.
You have a question.
Yeah. So question, do you guys first and foremost trust people off rip, or like what is
Not
Would like-
anymore.
It depends on the situation. I want to trust, because I'm like, all right, you're talking back. Like, all right, you already have my attention. But it depends on the situation. If they seem sketchy, or they seem like, oh, come out with your knife out. I haven't had a melee in my melee slot for 90% of this wipe, because I don't want the weight. And so I'm like, I don't have a knife.
yeah.
First of all, I don't have a knife. And secondly, that's like red flag number one. I'm not coming out with my gun put away because you're just going to shoot me. I'm not stupid.
I always tell people to pull their knife out. Like if I'm having like an interaction, I'm not sure if I can trust them or not, I say pull your knife out and like hit the wall. And like if they don't pull their knife out, I shoot them on spot.
Yeah, like it's hard. The first day I had really good interaction, like trusting people. Like we were trading, having a good time. And I got to the third guy, and I went open my bag, and he shot me. And it was just after that point, I didn't give a fuck anymore. It was like, if I say that I'm not gonna be friendly, then I'm just gonna kill everybody.
That reminds me.
I have
Go ahead. Go ahead, Preppy, and then I'll. Fudge knows. I think he knows where to go.
one of my favorite interactions, and this was the other day too. I was playing with Arson for his community, like his viewer raid days. He died, and I ended up killing what ended up being a 2-man that killed him. And then a player scav came by. I killed, well, 2 of them. I killed one, and they were trying to loot his body. And I voiced back. I was like, dude, if you just go away, like you're cool. Like I don't have the time or the care to deal with you. Just please leave, and you can live. He goes, well, can I take the bag off this body? And I'm like, you know what? Fine, just take his bag. Take the bag and go. And it sounded like he went back to East. I'm like, okay, finished looting one guy, and he came up spiral stairs, and I killed him. And I knew it was him, the same guy, because he had Arson's bag. And I was like, I told you to go away. Like, you could have lived.
Right. Yeah, that's funny. So, when we were playing the other day, we were scabbing on an interchange, and then we ran into this guy. And this is you guys are gonna. It's toxic, but also hilarious. So, Penguin's lurking right now. I think it was Penguin was with me. And we walk up, and this guy's like, hey, dudes, what's up? He was friendly, and I was like, dude, scav. I find, like, scavs are way more friendly towards other scavs, for sure. And I was like, hey, dude, like, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you find anything? And he's like, oh, no, not really. I'm like, yeah, we haven't found anything either. And I was like, oh, there's a PMC. I was like, oh. Then I was like, walked over, and I was like, oh, there's a PMC body here. And I go to loot it. And the guy runs over, loots fucking everything off the whole entire body.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm in it, and he just takes it all. And I'm like, and I like said something to him. I was like, dude, can I at least get some of this? Like, I found the fucking body. You were heading in the opposite direction, came running back over here. And there could have been more bodies. I didn't even search. I'm in Discord, and I'm like, I'm gonna kill this guy. Like, if he doesn't give me anything, he's dead. So he was like, oh, I really need a spark plug for my task. And I was like, hey, dude, let's go find you a spark plug. So we go, we drag him around and really make him feel really safe, really good, right? And he's like feeling real good. I'm like, let's go over here. There might be a spark plug. So we do this for like 5 minutes, and we're on our way out, and we're like running out of time. And I was like, hey, we were in like the back of Goshen. I go, dude, there's a toolbox there. Sometimes spark plugs are in toolboxes. He walks in there. He opens it up. He stops. He looks me dead in the eyes. I sent Fudge the clip, and I go, "Hey, the next time somebody finds a dead body, I said you let them loot it first." And I said something. I forgot what else I said. It was like a loot whore. I said, "Dad, life sends his regards." I shot him as he was staring at me right in the eyes. I shot him right in the face and took a shit and laughed. I was like,
I'm so proud of you.
That's a don't be a greedy jerk. That was a lesson.
Asshole.
He learned a lesson. It was worth the negative 100th of a whatever I got scav rep for that one. You know,
Come to the dark side.
I mean, and I'm usually pretty nice, but I was like,
I would have probably done the same thing.
I was like, dude, you took. I mean, this PMC was juiced. He was like juiced, and he just like scooped it up like a fucking Hoover vacuum cleaner. Like, and I was like, geez, dude. Oh, did we have it? Oh, found it. Found the clip. Oh, there it is. There you go. It is.
This.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
clicking on it right now.
Yeah, watch that.
Can I
clip.
just say? I want to just let you guys know that during this podcast, I got a DM that two of my buddies, Sem Gaming and I'm the Gurg, found an invasion armband in a nighttime shoreline run, and they were on one server, and I just scabbed in and got the invasion armband, and now I have all my collector items. And I wanted to yell in excitement, but I didn't want to be rude.
Can we get W's in chat for the evasion armband? Let's get the W's in chat.
Fudge, I'm wiggling for you. You ready?
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
You know, do it. There we go. We got some W's in chat. We got an L in chat. How much to delete the armband?
No.
See, this is what we were talking about. Fudge gets gifts from the gods. That's the second time you scabbed in to get an invasion armband.
Last wipe, I did the same fucking thing.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Get it? I literally deleted stash, didn't have it anymore, scavved in to a nighttime raid on one server to get it. That's fucking wild.
That is actually wild. Legit wild. I did scav in twice last wipe to grab my own gear set after dying. And both times it was when I was duo with Needy Beach. Both times scav back
Needy
in.
Beach.
I love
he's
Needy.
like, he was like, the second time we played together, I died on woods, and then I was like, let me try to get back in. He's like, dude, you got back in last time. It's not gonna happen again. And then I was like, yo, bud, what's the time on this raid? He's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I'm in the same raid. I went back, grabbed all my shit again. He's like, dude, this is fucking unreal. And I was like, hell yeah. That was fun. All right, one last thing before we wrap everything up. What I want to know the biggest thing, and this is going to be for a question for everybody. And if somebody else says this, you have to pick something else, okay? And I'm letting Fuzzy start, so Fuzzy gets to do a little bit less thinking because he looks a little tired.
You know what? That might be the best. That might be the best decision. Let him think less because we don't want his head to start hurting. You know?
Go fuck yourself, all right?
Fuck your life.
So what's at the top of your list? The thing that you want to see improved in Tarkov right now? What is it?
Fudge.
Like he gets his own screamer
That's a great
item?
That's a great answer. That's a great answer.
In honesty, sound.
Okay.
I was expecting like,
sounds.
what are your goals for like Tarkov coming up? But...
No, we're gonna get. That's gonna be during the wrap up. So.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were in the wrap up.
No, we're before we wrap up.
Oh, like I said, I've been drinking.
Okay. Yeah, I know. That's why we're letting you
God,
think a
you
little
sound like
less.
arson. I've been drinking, chat.
Preppy, how about you? What's the
no,
one
make
thing?
Fudge go first.
Oh, Fudge gets to go first. You're still
I
thinking.
want
One
to think
thing-
more.
That I think Tarkov can improve on. Well, the answer Fuzzy's out because he already said that about me, so that's
Right.
fucked.
Yeah, I figured you could handle this, but I might have been wrong.
No, I can. There's just a few things.
Oh, do you have
wanna...
to think a little too much?
No, I just don't know which one I want to choose. Because I guess I would have. I'll agree. I'll say audio because far too often.
You can't say the same thing.
Oh, I can't
Pick
say the
something
same thing.
else. Jesus. Trying to get 4 different things out of this podcast that we'd like to see be improved.
You took too
okay.
long. I'm giving you mine.
right,
lighting.
Preppy's going.
Lighting.
Okay, I like
Okay.
Lighting.
Okay,
I
I'm so glad you
find
didn't take mine.
dark corners to be very dark, no matter how much I post effects the fuck out of it. And I feel like that's just a game graphics issue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
So.
I like that. I like that. All right, Preppy, your turn.
Fucking scav karma. Like,
I like
what
that. That's
what you what you lose for killing a boss is too fucking high. What you lose for killing a friendly or another scav is too low.
What you get
Okay.
for fucking killing Santa is way too much too. That fucker.
What you get?
Santa
What you get for
so many people.
what you get for killing a PMC is not enough.
I agree.
But I think I think the reason that killing a PMC doesn't give you as much as everyone thinks it should is there are maps that you can do friendly extracts with. So
Okay.
there's more of an incentive for that. Kind of.
But I mean,
If you're
like
on those maps, but
90. How many of us, unless it's on the extract and we're feeling lucky that day? How many of us are running around? And I know there's some people that do it a lot, so I'm not going to say it, but most of us, when we see a
Politely raise his
scav,
hand.
we are doing what? Shooting first, asking questions later, unless we like are really feeling friendly or like not for nothing, but like we're like, hey, I want to make a little content right here. Let's see what we can do, right? Like, and I think a lot of the time is like for people that are streamers and content creators, we're more willing to take that chance because it could create a good like piece of content that we can use elsewhere. To have that interaction, we're going to take that dice roll even more than somebody that's not going to.
I don't know. I
You
killed
know?
Santa one time and it screwed up my freaking karma. I was clear on the other side of woods and I met a PMC and I was like, hey, can we can we go do that PMC scav extract, please? Because I need to make back
Yeah.
some karma.
Yeah,
Because
tell
Santa
me
was
about it.
mean.
I'm
Right.
negative 8.3. Thanks, Santa.
Did you do the little tasks, the event for
No, I'm still
Getting
working on it.
Got it. I never got the event. Like when it
were
happened.
you negative?
It's still
I was
going on. I've still
just
got the
barely
quest.
negative. I don't have it.
Yeah,
I think
if
you
you were-
won't get it if you're under, like, you're too close
You
to
have to be
zero.
negative
Close to
2 or
zero.
more, I think.
Yeah.
I'm negative.
You have to be negative
0.23.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think you have
you're
to
too
be
close.
over
Too
negative
close.
one.
And what does it give you?
Like one
Positive
whole
1.
point.
And there's like 6 tasks that you can do.
That's fucked.
But
Because what it's
Yeah.
gonna do is it's not gonna make you even or positive.
Yeah, scav karma, good idea. Fucking terrible execution.
yeah, I'm really scared to see what they do for PMC karma.
But that's a
Shut up
Yeah,
right now.
that's
Stop
been-
stop
It's
talking
been talked
before
about
it gets.
so much.
No. That's
It
so
has.
stupid.
I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
They're gonna
How
they
could you
want to
have-
make it
TMC karma.
they want to make it so bears can't kill bears and USEX can't kill USEX.
How the fuck
That's
are you gonna figure
absolutely-
that out?
You can't because
You can't.
fucking bears are very common in Russia and USEX are very common everywhere else.
Right. So, yeah.
All they did was
Um,
make it to where USEX are more popular.
Right.
Like people were already picking USEC anyway because of English voice lines. So you
Right.
could try and communicate with people in game at whatever opportunity
Mm.
that arose. And so there was already like I'd be willing to say probably 80% USEC. I've seen the stats at some point, but it was
Yeah.
really high.
It's really
Then
hard.
Lighthouse came out, and you would have thought that BSG would have put some form of
Incentive.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I can't words ever.
How's your tequila tonight?
I wish I had some. I wish I had any excuse. Some incentive to pick bear, but all they did was make an additional incentive for USEC. So
Yeah.
there's still a majority of people picking USEC,
Yeah.
and with the rogues,
That might change when
the
Streets
only
comes out.
incentive there is and was VoIP to pick
Right.
bear because it didn't matter
Mhm.
anymore. You didn't need to worry about your
Right.
voice
But
lines.
I think that I'm going to say, I'm going to safe bet that when Streets come out, there's going to be areas like the road camp, but it's going to be geared towards bears, which are more aggressive towards USEX.
Yeah, that's the general thought process, but there's no confirmation on it yet, which
there's no confirmation
It
on
won't
anything.
matter really.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway.
More content is coming. That's all we know.
Yeah.
As far as what I want to see, we need better game performance. We need better game performance. It's abysmal that I can go play Call of Duty and get 130 to 144 frames. And I play Tarkov and get fucking 60 if I'm lucky. I've made some changes to my PC. I'm getting better frames than I was. But when I am going, when I'm in a game that's been around for this long, and I make absolute garbage frames, it's really rough. It's really rough. I can play. People have been talking about like games. I can play Apex. I can play, Fortnite's not actually that graphically intensive, but I can play the Apex and Call of Duty, and I make 120 to 144 frames, no problem, at medium to high settings. In this game, I'm struggling. I've got view distance turned down. I've done every single time increase your performance YouTube video comes out, I at least watch it, and I'm like, hey, I'm already doing half that stuff anyway. It doesn't help. I found a couple of my problems, but and everybody's like, I talked to some people, and I get it. Like I have AMD, the single core processor. We're a little bit more CPU heavy. On this game, and my single core isn't as fast as say an Intel, but I don't care because I can single PC stream a pretty Apex, which is actually super graphic intensive. I know people that have problems encoding Apex, and I can run that game and it looks like fucking glass. It looks awesome. But this game I can't. So it's not. It's AMD, sure. Is it a little bit less gaming performance than Intel? Yeah. But I have a really beefy AMD CPU. I should be able to kill this game and run it hard.
Isn't the DLSS supposed to fix that issue that they said is coming?
It's only for NVIDIA graphics.
Yeah, which I do have an
that's not for
NVIDIA
both?
graphics card.
I don't know how that works.
So it's going to help people in the 2 to 4K. It's going to help 4K the most, 2K a bit. 1080p, I don't think are going to see a big significant change.
Oh yeah, they did say that too. Yeah,
which is fine because right now I can stream in 1080p or 2K, or I can play the game in 1080p or 2K, and I get the same exact frames, which is ridiculous. I just don't love on my single PC to encode from 2K down to whatever 792 is which I'm streaming at. It's not my favorite thing to do is to compress that much. I'd rather go 1080p 7092. It's not a big deal. I can let me tell you, if I have to start streaming in 2K, oh my god, but then get 30 more frames, dude, you know what I'm doing. Just fucking playing the game in 2K with more frames. I'm not going to complain because I'm recording my stuff now. I stream in 792. 900p is too much. That's a whole nother podcast. The stream settings. I mean, you could do we literally sat and done the math. I know what the max is for the bitrate that you've given. Which they did increase audio bitrate. I don't know if anybody knew that.
You can get video bitrate up to 8K.
You can, but it's one of those, like, it advertises 6K is the best.
Yeah.
And yes, you can get 8K, but I think it's a whack-a-mole thing, just like having the selectable
transcoding.
The issue with going up to 8K is fucking having people that can't actually load the stream, and if you don't get any transcoding, you're fucked.
Right. For some reason I always get transcoding, and maybe that's just because.
Oh, if I don't get it, I restart. I spend the fucking 5 minutes ending and starting.
Right. So.
Because I have people that are on mobile that are like, "Yep, I'm buffering, can't watch."
Yep.
I stream. I did my math, and my math is I need like 5,800 KBS to stream at the resolution that I stream at. and then I allow myself to go up to 6,800 as a kind of like a buffer, because if you pick the exact same number, you'll vary up and down. When you bounce down, it'll get tessellated. You get the fucking Minecraft blocks. Anybody that's watched my stream, and I get this all the time. People ask me if I'm on 2PC. They're like, dude, your stream always looks so good. Are you on 2PC? I'm like, no, and it's just because I did the homework to get things to look good. So, and if anybody wants any questions, slide into the DMs and I can help you with that. So, that being said, we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. I'm going to give everybody a chance to do a little self-promo, little plugs. Starting with Fuzzy. Fuzzy, what do you have? What can we expect from you going forward here in your streaming situation, Tarkov, whatever you got? And I'll be posting Fuzzy's links in the chat for you guys, so you guys can go follow Fuzzy and check him out.
Yeah, go check out the links, definitely. So like I was saying earlier, we got a big tournament coming up here on Saturday. Fireteam Trials going to be competing with my buddy Bams. So we're doing a lot of practice for that. But, we're just going to be trying to make some content as usual. You can find some good VoIP stuff on my TikTok. Trying to get some more rage compilation kind of stuff going on as well. I like Dad Life said, I'm the screamer. I yell a lot, especially when he shoots me and kills me. But yeah, no, I just I try to keep it very chill and a good vibe. So
when can we find you? When do you normally stream?
I typically stream around 2 p.m. Eastern Standard till about 8 or 9, depending. I'm currently working overnight, so it's kind of a little shitty, but working on it.
Okay, all right, cool. Preppy, how about you? What do you got coming up? What's your stream schedule look like?
My stream schedule kind of varies. I want to be live like noon, 1 o'clock Eastern Standard. But I'm pretty flexible. So if I'm playing with somebody else and their schedule doesn't line up with mine, I kind of go with theirs. I also do like a lot of battle mod scorekeeping and stuff for like evasion and the hunt. So here soon, there's going to be less streams. But okay. I just do a lot of goofy stuff on stream and get scared a lot. So like I know you gave him the nickname the Screamer, but like you've never seen me literally scream because I hear a scav that I can't fucking see, and I'm just running to past the lighthouse and there's a scav and I'm like
I didn't want to give you that title and scare people away. Okay, I'll let them find that.
It's a different scream though, because his is out of fucking anger and frustration. Yours is out of fright and being startled.
I'm literally terrified.
Yeah, that's a different thing. So guys, I posted the links for Preppy, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Go follow her on all those platforms. Go check her out when she's live. You can
see me scream in terror and run away from Sturman.
Oh yeah.
As a scav. On my TikTok, it's my favorite one, honestly.
I love it. Fudge, what can we expect from you? I know you got some tournaments coming up. When do you stream? What's going? What you got planned?
I stream every day at 5 p.m. Eastern. I think I'm going to be changing that pretty soon to 2 p.m. So that way I end at the same time, but get a little bit of longer streaming. I have in order the Friendly Guy tournament on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Then right after that, I'm hopping right into the Fireteam Trials tournament, who I'm playing with my buddy AlphaTube. And then March 1st, I have the Hunt solo tournament, the first round. So I'm excited for all of those. I think it's going to be a good time. I hope I get to shoot Fuzzy in his stupid fucking face during Fireteam Trials. But yeah, no, that's it.
You don't notice how he didn't say anything about you guys have to blow me off next Saturday because you have tournaments, so we can't do the drinking trio stream again.
We can do that literally whenever we want. It doesn't have to be a Saturday.
That's true. I'm actually
Fridays and Saturdays for me.
Fridays and Saturdays. Boy Life's on vacation this week, so it's gonna be interesting.
It's hard for me because of nights.
Yeah. So again, thank you all for being on. For those of you, I'm gonna keep going. I think I'm gonna play Tarkov for a little bit after this. But for those of you who are here, if you're just here for the podcast and you're heading out, well, you know, I appreciate that you guys came in. I've been streaming lately. I've changed my stream schedule. I stream on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So I'm streaming 5 days a week now. I'm a temporary full-time content creator-ish right now because I'm currently in between jobs, which we're working on a business instead of another job going forward. So hopefully be a business owner soon. It's a struggle.
Nice,
Not gonna lie, it's been a struggle.
Oh.
But hopefully we'll get there. Normally I get on at sometime around 7 to 8 Eastern. Occasionally I have been playing with some other streamers that I don't get a chance to play with normally because I'm working. So I've been playing with like some afternoon streamers. So occasionally you'll see me on in the afternoons. I think Wednesdays are going to be my afternoon day where I get on somewhere between 12 and 2, depending on the day. So you guys can follow me if you're not already following me. You're missing out on any of those links down there below. I got a Hover. If you guys aren't on Hover, go check it out.
Oh yeah.
I think Preppy, are you on Hover yet?
No, I'm not. I'm behind.
Well, you can go click that link in the chat and go sign up for Hover. Not that it really means anything now for me, but just like seriously, Hover's really cool. We've had a lot of new members in my community come from Hover. It's really cool. It's TikTok, but it's just all Twitch type related content. So none of, a lot less cooking, disasters, and a lot less thirst traps. There's obviously thirst traps on there because I'm on there, but less of that.
Here we go.
Fucking, you can't go like 5 fucking minutes.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Like,
I
what are we
know.
doing here, Dad Life? I thought this was supposed to be a podcast, not
a podcast.
false advertisement out the ass.
Now we're gonna be fucking sued for libel.
Only,
oh my
only,
god.
only dadbods. Only dadbods.com.
Only feet.
Only feet. Got that too.
Only fudge.
Whoa, hey.
Only
I'm gonna-
fuzzy. Let me go find that real quick.
Yeah. It's probably cheap. Wonder why.
Oh, God.
That was
All
fucked
right.
up. That was
Can I say one last thing
Yeah,
before we sign off? Bring back hashtag bring back preppy emo ninja. Just saying.
No.
Only real ones understand. Only OGs know.
Only Fuzzy might be taken. Papa's right.
Listen.
It's not fucking
Look.
1 cent for 2 years. I fucking hate you for saying it's cheap.
Oh my god.
It's so
All
much
right.
easier to brand with Siren.
Yeah.
Shut up, Papa.
Oh my god. All right, guys. We're gonna take a little intermission. We're gonna wrap up podcast. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure to like the video as well as subscribe to the channel for future content. You can also catch me live at twitch.tv/dadlife on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.